Hello everyone, Elite Cameraman here. Episode 70 really shocked us all with all the details it had. And it seems like I missed a couple things in my last analysis and intentionally didn't talk about some stuff because the video was getting too long. So in today's video we'll go over everything and also talk about what might happen in the next part of episode 70. Because if part 1 was this crazy, I can't even imagine how crazy part 2 will be. But before we get into the video, make sure to like and subscribe with notifications so that you don't miss any future videos. Anyways, here we go. First of all, let's start with the two human-like bodies we saw in this episode. If you guys have watched my last analysis video, you would know that we saw a dead body with what looks like a white suit or a black and white camo suit next to the light pole. But the problem is, it's impossible to see the head of this body, and we are assuming that no engineer or scientist cameraman came to this raid since they usually are not on the attack squad. Which means there is a very likely chance that it's an actual human body, and this would not be so far-fetched because in episode 69 part 1, we saw a dozen of human skeletons with white scientist suits in the lab. This was the first clue that was given to us about what happened, because if there are human bodies around this lab, this means that there used to be humans controlling this lab, and if you think about it more, why is this the main base for the toilets from what we've seen? I think the logical answer to that would be the fact that this land was in fact where the first Skibidi toilet was created. We probably will never know how and why unless the cameraman find a way to watch the past recordings of the CCTV cameras around the lab. But I think it's safe to assume that it was an experiment maybe to enhance humans gone wrong. After last episode, it's clear that the Skibidi toilets have a way to actually speak, because we heard the Astro toilet say something other than Skibidi toilet for the first time ever. The thing is, there is a very likely chance that all the original Skibidi toilets are being mind-controlled or being brainwashed, because if one can speak, why can't the other one? If we go back to episode 60 where the Claw Astro toilet first appeared, we can see that his facial expressions were mostly the same as others, and he looked kinda crazy, but in today's episode Blood looked so serious and calm, unlike before. I don't think this was done randomly because Defuk really puts the utmost effort into these small details. This might mean that if the Alliance is successful at defeating whoever is behind the original toilets, there is a likely chance that all of them will be freed and start evolving on their own. But then we have to ask, who is behind all this? We know that the secret agent clearly knows something, but we don't know what he is planning. We also don't really know if Scientist Toilet is actually the one behind all this, because it's not like he was this powerful in the beginning, because we saw his weak states as well on earlier episodes. You could argue that G-Man Toilet is the leader, but there is no way that Dumbo can be a leader. He is too stupid. He surely is the face of the toilets, but I think there might be someone behind everyone in the shadows. It also might be human, who knows, because it looks like we have the secret agent on the side of the Alliance, and what if he has a counterpart? There are so many possibilities, but before we continue on with what happened at the end of episode 70 part 1 and the ghost cameraman we saw, I need to mention that my Skibidi Toilet Roblox simulator game is finally out. If you don't enjoy simulator games, it might not be the best game for you, but you should still give it a try. And for people who are asking why I made a simulator game, it's because I enjoy playing simulator games, bruh. Also know that this is just the release, and we'll continue improving the game as much as we can if you guys play it and support the game. So here is a code for you guys to receive some rewards in the game. Check it out after you finish watching the video. Anyways, as you guys probably have noticed, there was two cameramen at the end of the episode who looked like ghosts. And there is a big debate about if this is just a rendering mistake or actually something that we were supposed to see, because if you look clearly, it only happens when the normal cameraman open their flashlights and the lighting is a little glitched. If you look carefully, if you zoom in on the cameraman in the middle, you can see that top of his camera has some black parts, unlike before. This might just be because the light is not coming from the top, and maybe the cameraman actually have scratches on their cameras, but still, we need to know that this really might be a rendering issue. But I'm sure that if it's not, we'll most likely see it in the next part, because it looks like the next episode will start from the POV of the bunker squad. But what was that thing we heard at the end of the episode? As you guys know, the electricity is completely out for everyone inside the bunker ever since Titan Cameraman demolished the dam. This means that unless the toilets have a measure against this, the whole lab is pure darkness. And I'm gonna be honest, If we get to see the hallways and such in the next episode, we might watch the most terrifying episode of Skibidi Toilet ever. We don't know how long the next episode is going to be, but I think we can clearly say that the scientist toilet will be in the next part because Dafook already posted it as a leak before part 1 even came out. Another thing we don't know is the release date for episode 70 part 2. But this time, I personally don't think it's going to be longer than 7 days unless it gets delayed like last time. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe and also play my Roblox game.